Let's start all over again. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the party. Insert witty comment about saying the channel name here.
Welcome to the party isn't just a thing we say a lot, it's the channel we rest on here. And this channel happens to host a whole bunch of D&D podcasts and other things too, I assume. But the D&D podcasts are what we know about, and they're what we like to talk about and what we have fun doing. And some of the advantages of being on this stream are the fact that you can, if you become a subscriber, you can give a free crit to a character of your choice once per month. So you can influence the game. And that's not all. If you choose to donate to the channel, welcome to the party, insert tag here, then they actually have a whole set of different things that you can donate and get. For example, I'm only going to go through a couple of these. For the lowest tier here, for $3, 300 bits, you can give a player advantage on a roll, which works out different in 3.5. I bet it's going to be similar. Things that don't change, for $6, you can give the DM a crit against us. And in our game, is that going to be a crit success, or does crit success or crit fail, or does crit only mean crit success?
If you look underneath it, TJ, there is an option to give a crit failure as well.
Ah, there is. Yeah, if I had read through this, I would know that. But apparently I didn't do my homework. So here we are, feeling awkward. And on we go. Last example I'll make here is for $25, you can actually add one to a stat of a player's choice. So, of a player's choice, that's weird. I think it should be not the
I'd be
player's
fine
choice.
with you guys giving
Yeah,
me
I'd be
any
fine with it
stat
being
boost.
it's
I'd
a
be
DM
fine
call, I
with
think,
any.
for us. But I'd be fine with that, yeah. If you want to just screw my character up, go for it.
Just give me like a ton of wisdom, even though I specifically chose not to have any wisdom. Yeah,
Right?
I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
I think it'd be
7
great
strength.
if everybody gave
Yeah.
Flick, like, bonuses in strength. Make him the potentialest halfling in the world.
It goes from 7 strength to 27 strength overnight. What was in that flask?
Something you
Yes.
probably shouldn't drink ever again.
And thank you for that beautiful breakdown of things we offer here at Welcome to the Party. We should get back to introducing players so people know who these voices are coming into their oh, I forgot the word for headphones there. My apologies.
Earholes.
But first,
Earholes,
we should
those
cram the
things.
words "Welcome to the party" in there like 7 more times.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's possible to say welcome to the party enough, because when we are trying to promote welcome to the party, we should make sure we say the channel name welcome to the party as many times as we possibly can.
Dude, now you're just being obnoxious with the "Welcome to the parties."
Okay, I'm sorry, I'll stop saying welcome to the party.
You're saying "Welcome to the party" again, though.
Why would you say
The
so?
party channel name?
We're at 6. We can't stop now. We're almost there.
Okay. Anyhow, yes, now that the technical issues seem to have ceased, although I'm going to stop saying that because that's when everything goes wrong. Anyhow, yes, we will crack on with the game once my beautiful players keep on introducing themselves. So, to give a quick rundown, myself, Bardic Knock, Matthew Knock, if you don't want to call me a stupid name, Dungeon Master. Over yonder there, directly across from me, we have Varco, played by Don't Blink, our mysterious sorcerer. Don't Blink, would you be so kind as to grace us with your
Repeat the introduction you
beautiful
just
voice?
gave him.
Well, actually, my voice isn't as amazing as you guys' but yes, I play Vaco, the mysterious, very charismatic sorcerer. Hopefully we'll learn a little bit more about him this time.
I
Maybe.
hope so too. Underneath Varka, you will see a lovely picture of a wild elf druid. Unfortunately, Blake is not currently here. I think he has been working or some such thing, but hopefully he shall be joining us in about an hour or so if he can make it. Underneath that, we have a very lovely looking half-orc, and an even lovelier woman playing this character. Rebecca, would you please introduce yourself and the oh so lovely Primrose?
Of course, Mr. Bardicknock. I would be happy to. My name is Rebecca, and I will be playing the half-orc bard Primrose.
Yes, and Primrose is a great character. Last week she spent about 20 minutes talking to some insane book shopkeeper. It gave us all many amusements. And then we have our resident radio boy, who in the chat everyone has been loving your voice, TJ. So please use it again and tell us who you are.
Well, no, not that. Hey guys, my name is TJ. I'll be playing Flick, the Halfling Rogue, with a heart of gold and a Garrett wire of pure steel.
And a
That wire
poison
is
flask.
scary. Like, and,
No, it's the shot glasses that are poison. Don't forget that crucial detail. It's not the flask.
And next to that, we have the angstiest of angsty teenagers, the most magical of strangely magical men. We have the Dark Horse. Cody, who is the Dark Horse?
Kid the Dark Horse is a 16-year-old human fighter who has just taken a couple levels in Wizard. He is currently learning how to take his voice and project magic out of it at things and hopefully blow them off the cliff to throw the world or something. I don't know. We'll see how that ends up going. But at the moment, he is the 16-year-old gladiator for hire, so look him up.
And our final player, who has been oh so patient as we have been suffering, waiting for us all to get round to him. He is the Knightiest Knoll, the only other person whose face you can see. Archer, who are you?
My name is Archer, and I am playing Keldor, the Knoll Knight, and you're getting to learn a lot about his backstory today, so look forward to that.
Yes, we are. So, without any further ado, let us pick up where we stopped last time. In Keldor's childhood home, with Mommy and Daddy and little sister all gathered round, who are all human, and Keldor is obviously not. Keldor, you've brought some friends home for tea. It's also sweet and innocent. It's a beautiful place. It's just such a shame that, tragedy occurred, like, a couple of days ago. So, let's see what's happening. From where we last were, Keldor, you were speaking with your father, and your father had just turned to you and said, "Ah, Keldor, my boy, I believe you're going to tell me a story as to what you're doing back here so soon."
Yeah, so, you know how I went to the capital to join the army and all that? Well, when I got there, kind of blew up before I actually got to join the army. Apparently, I didn't see him, but apparently there was a sorcerer who called giant rocks from the sky and kind of destroyed everything. And there were a bunch of undead unicorns for some reason, too. Not sure about that one.
Well, that certainly sounds, pants darkeningly terrifying, for lack of a better phrase there, son.
Yeah, and somewhere along the way we picked up Prince McFife. Not exactly sure where. I didn't know about him until the next day. But yeah, we have Prince McFife with us.
You mean the prince is in town?
Yes. And don't worry too much. He's kind of okay with magic now. He's legalized it, but he still doesn't trust it. So probably don't be super obvious with the magic. But he's okay with it.
Your younger sister looks up at you and goes, "But Keldor, it's only magics. It don't hurt nobody."
I know that. He don't know that.
Well, maybe we should teach him.
We'll work on that. Don't worry about that. We'll work on it.
Your father looks to you and then he smiles very lovingly at your sister and kind of gives a little head shake, like a "oh you," and he then asks you, "So, Keldor, what did you do with the prince? Because it appears like you've just charged over here with I'm assuming these are your friends. Pleasure to meet you, by the way."
Yes, that's Vaco, Kid, and Flick.
Hello, I'll make my own introductions here. Hello, I'm the mercenary known as the Dark Horse, Curious for Hire. I'm doing my best right now to work out with this, and I want to know a few things right now.
Yes, of course.
Keldor's not like some sort of weird genetic thing, right? I'm
Nope.
not exactly sure. Like, I never really got the birds and the bees talk, but, like, something about this is a little wrong.
If you're asking if Keldor is my biological son, no. I adopted him as a very young pup, and raised him myself with the care of my loving wife there, and I mean, we love him
Half
like
the
a real
town.
son, and
Took half the town. Just saying.
Okay, I
Flick
can't
is
relate, but
face
alright.
bombing.
Fairly interesting. Keldor,
Yes.
it's good to see your family and all, but at the same time, we need to figure out what sort of thing we're going after. We know it's some sort of weapon, so that's actually something that we're trying to look out here. Do you guys happen to know of any sort of legends, any sort of weapons of any sort that might be around this area? We came here on the recommendation of, I can't even remember who. Give me just half a moment to consult the party notes. Okay, the party notes revealed nothing. Yeah, we know that there's a magical weapon around here. Do you happen to know where it might be?
well, there's something of a story. No one has dared trying to climb Scarfell Peak that
It's
way.
not a good place to be.
And there's stories of great treasures and the like there. I mean, well, that's why that small family of dwarves have taken to making a mine out of it. But yes, there are legends that from ancient times there was some kind of temple or shrine dedicated to mighty heroes, but whether it's a legend or real or I don't know, just something someone made up one time for funsies. Any which way, really.
Best chance we have. It's honestly the best thing we have at the moment. Okay, so ways to get up the mountain would be the biggest thing.
We're probably
I
going
take
to want to
no
talk
path.
to the Lord for that. He'll know this place better than my father does, because my father didn't grow up here. He retired here.
Yes, this is true. I'm still relatively recent here to Scarfell. I mean, long enough that it's my home, but wouldn't know the ins and outs of the total histories. And anyway, Keldor, shouldn't you be going to the Lord anyhow? You know,
Yeah.
you've just arrived home. You haven't made your presence known. That's a little bit of a no-no.
Hey, Keldor, can I get a thing from you real fast?
Yes.
How close are you to your parents?
Extremely.
Okay,
Why?
so I'm going to be as blunt with this as possible.
It's kind of a strange conversation to have right in front of his dad, isn't it?
Well, I'm trying to pull him to the side on this one. We've been pretty much subsisting off of the care of exactly one bard and a few of the people who we've picked up so far. I don't know exactly where you guys sit in the wealth area, but we could use something to pad our funds, so it might be a good idea to ask for your allowance.
Yes, but my allowance, well, my pay more so would actually more come from the Lord.
Yeah. Did you do your tours this week?
can possibly get some, but my family's, as I said, my dad's retired, and it's not really. We're well off, but not rich enough to fund a party.
No, we don't need to fund a party. We just need to be able to keep us going for at least a little bit longer. Once we get that weapon, the money will start rolling in. That's how this business
which
goes.
is why I would like to talk to the Lord, because A, he's a lot wealthier. B, I'm one of his vassals, so he's more likely to have stuff that we can use.
Gotcha. Let's keep this in our back pocket, though.
Oh, we will. It's not something I'd like to use unless we have to, but we can.
Okay.
So while the two of them have been pulled to the side, Flick's just kind of standing there with his hands clasped behind his back, like, so what's it like having a house?
It's pretty good, actually. I mean, means we don't get caught out in the cold. We have comfortable beds. The children have a steady environment in which to be brought up in. All benefits to having a home. Although I'm sure you know all about that.
Speaking
Yeah.
of which, we might have like a few gnolls sitting outside the city right now. We're gonna have to do something about them.
Keldor, are you telling me you brought home some strays?
Yes, I brought home more strays. Sorry.
I personally don't mind. It's what I did with you. If anything, it's a sign that you've taken my teachings. Like father, like son. It warmed the cockles of my heart, actually. But
So you split the big one in half too, and then took the rest of them as basic servant?
well, before I retired, yes, I was a soldier. I came across many of these types of wild creatures, and yes, I did have to slay one or two. Wasn't something I'm proud
Pretty sure
of
he
or
wiped
happy
out my
about doing.
entire rest of my family, but they attacked first, so you know.
You see, kid, did you say your name was?
He said
It's not exactly a pleasant conversation to have with your son. Oh, the Dark Horse. Sorry. The Dark Horse. Anyhow, yes. It's not exactly a pleasant conversation to turn around to your adopted child and go, by the way, I killed your dad and your mum and your brothers and sisters. Do you want to have some soup?
That's honestly all I ever heard growing up.
Endless soup.
Oh.
Well, not so much the soup part. I had to work for that. I do
guess it
have
was
some
just
questions for your daughter. Is she a good magic user, or is she just...
She's learning. She's not experienced. She's still young, but she's learning.
Well, as am I.
She might be able to teach you a thing or two. Don't know. We're not exactly sure how powerful she is yet.
I'm gonna be the greatest.
She's surprised. She surprises us sometimes.
If it would be fine, could I watch?
Up to her.
Sure. What kind of magics do you want to see?
Give me something that could blow someone's head off their shoulders.
Her eyes open really wide, and she is mildly horrified.
I
have the
walk up
shotgun
behind
stuff?
Kid and smack him on the back of the head, and I'm like, she hasn't seen that kind of stuff yet. Go slow with her.
How old is she? How has she not seen that yet?
She grew up in a safe place, unlike you.
Must be nice.
Yes, it is.
I'm sorry then. In that case, could you show me something to...
I just walk up to Kid and whisper in his ear, ask her if she can blow up a pumpkin.
can you blow up a pumpkin?
Yeah! She will take you by the hand and start pulling at it, desperately trying to get you to follow her outside.
I'm going to follow.
I walk behind. I'm gonna watch this.
She drags you outside, goes over to this rather large pumpkin patch. she pulls
I'm
one
not getting
out.
stuck talking to your dad again. I'm coming too.
She pulls one out, takes it over, and she takes a few steps back, and she goes, "Okay, now, what I do is I look at it, and I imagine it's gonna go BANG!" And then she takes a deep breath, raises her hands up, and then mutters a couple of words. It's very childlike. It's something along the lines of abracadabra or some shit. And at that moment, a magic missile, or in the Dark Horse's eyes, this small orb of what appears to be pure force compressed into an arcane manifestation, erupts forward from her fingertips and flies towards the pumpkin, causing it to, forcibly be ripped apart in multiple directions from sheer force of impact.
That's Keldor. She's got talent. Should I introduce her to Notad?
No. She's got
But
she's got teachers. No.
She could learn so much from him. I've learned so much in such a short.
She has teachers. Don't worry about it.
She has teachers.
I think he's got the right feeling. I still don't like that guy. He's not here, is he? Flick's looking at him.
No, you left all of the NPCs up with the wagons.
Yeah, I'm like looking at the windows and in the corners and shit just to make sure. Not like running around looking around, just like looking around with my eyes. But...
Yeah.
I'll go there and ask her how many times can she do that?
Like, in a day or in a single casting?
In a day?
If I only want to use this one, and like no others at all, like 6 times, I think.
Do you have to study to do that?
Kinda. I mean, I've been able to do magic since I was little. I could make stuff move and make little sparklies come out of my fingers. But
typically, if she sees it for long enough, she can copy it.
Yeah.
And if she likes it. She doesn't like some magic.
No. Some of it's smelly. Don't like it.
She apparently doesn't like acid either.
No.
Does anybody?
It's useful.
What?
Notad.
Anyways, if we want to talk to more experienced magic users, I say, looking at Kid, we're going to have to go to the Lord, because that's where they all are. So, and I got to go talk to him, too. So, there's that.
Okay, I'll follow along, but seriously, she gets more proper training from someone who has been out and seen the world outside this stuffy place. She could
she does.
easily.
She does. Don't worry about it. Honestly.
I'm not going to lie, this might be one of Kid's best interactions he's ever had with any child ever. Because there's not a lot of good interactions he's had.
Okay, so with that, are you guys gonna stop and have some of the stew that Keldor's mother has been making? Because they offered it to you when you arrived, but if you got to head off, you don't.
I'm going to
stop and
eat.
have any.
No, Flick's totally into that.
I'm eating.
He's got
Keldor,
hangover stomach, eats food. So he sits down at the table next to the sister, and he says, "So, what's it like to sleep in a bed?"
I don't know. What's it like to not sleep in a bed?
Hard.
I don't know.
hard. You get fleas sometimes. You wake up and sometimes it's really smelly. Occasionally he catches himself before he says the word ass. Occasionally your butt hurts a little bit.
Kid, as Keldor's mother puts a small bowl of stew in front of you, she feels the need to give you a big hug.
Does she actually?
Oh yeah, she gives you a hug.
Flick's straight up pouting at this point.
Kid's hands are actually at his sides right now. He does not know what to do with this touch.
She's hugging you. She knows you're uncomfortable. She's not stopping, and she very caringly, and very calmly whispering, like, things are gonna get better. Things will get better for you.
Okay.
By the way, Dad, where's Raquel?
I would assume if she's not home by now, she's probably off studying with priestess. Can't remember her name. I wrote it down somewhere. Probably off in the keep doing stuff.
Okay, we'll probably see her in a bit then. All right, and then I just start chowing down on the stew. Like, it just disappears instantly.
Keldor, this stew tastes like home.
Oh yeah.
You know that the secret ingredient is love. And you can feel it.
What does that taste like?
I don't know.
Well,
There's also a bit of cumin in there.
How did you know I was going to say there's cumin in there? But yes, Kid and Flick, this is probably the most loving meal that has ever been prepared, You're pretty certain some of the vegetables you can see have actually been cut up into small shapes, like diamonds and hearts and things like that.
My mother's a bit of an overachiever. Just go with it.
Flick starts chowing down, and then his body starts rejecting the love.
Flick, your backpack starts to rustle.
Ow.
Do I notice this?
Yeah, I try and put the backpack's down on the ground, I assume, right?
Yeah.
I'm not wearing it.
But you can feel it rustling at your feet.
Okay. Do I have any food left at this point?
Yeah.
'Cause I've been subsisting off of the Bardic Nox stores in the wagon.
Well, there's a rather large-looking pot of stew that's on the table, and you can help yourself to seconds and thirds if you so please.
Fair enough.
I want to know if I noticed the bag rustling.
Okay. With a listen of 5 and a spot check of 12.
Those are not mine.
Oh. Well then.
Let me roll real quick. Where's my... Sorry.
Yeah, the listen would end up being 10 with Sugar, who is still comfortably tucked within my hair.
So a 10 and a 12 for Kid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, listen, and I don't hear anything. That's for sure. Spot's not much better.
Yeah, it turns out you're really focused on that nosh in front of you.
Nice.
Yeah, Bako's not going to really pay attention much to what's going on in the bag.
What Flick does in response to this is he greedily scoops down his bowl till it's down to about a third left, and then he pushes it off towards the edge of the table and then reaches for another bowl to start filling up. And then when he pulls that one back, he's going to have his arm out towards the pot, and with his other arm, he's going to sleight of hand the bowl underneath the table. and use
Alrighty.
his body to shield the motion if he can. And if I can just get to my skill section, that'd be great. Oh, I'm already on it. There we go. And a 29.
Yeah.
Uh,
Nope.
Yeah, no one is seeing that and attempting to
Perfect.
say or do anything about it.
Okay, so I just pop the bowl down on the ground next to the bag and kind of push the bag against the bowl, shoving them both like towards the center of the table, so no one's likely to see from the sides of me.
Yeah. Your little traveling companion. He doesn't even come out of the bag. Just his snout appears out and starts munching away at the bowl. Just going, thoroughly enjoying everything he can get a hold of.
Perfect. And about 5 minutes later, I'm going to attempt the same trick again, but I'm going to switch the bowls under the table, if I can. Let's see if I'm tempting fate. 27.
27. That is absolutely fine.
I would like
Alright.
to do a bit of a. Well, I don't even think I need a spot check for this one. Gonna make a very quick comment. Flick, where in the triumvirate's name are you actually putting it all?
You have no idea how often I hear that. Normally it's in reference to my bag, but, you know. What? Don't look at me. I'm a grown boy.
Yeah, okay, don't hold your breath on that one, but all right.
I've never tasted food made with love before, okay?
I don't know what love is.
I want to know what love is. Sorry. Had to.
Nicely done, nicely done.
We hear the bardic knock from across the country.
I just could not help myself. I'm sorry, guys.
I like to think he jumped up on the table and whipped out his lute and did a power chord while they did it.
Across
That
the
was-
town,
that was my mental image.
somehow hear it.
He just disappears from wherever he is and then materializes on top of the bar and then does a power slide across it.
And then disappears again.
You guys have no idea how powerful the bardic knock is. Like, anywhere, anytime, someone needs to make a badly timed musical reference, the bardic knock is there.
He's actually a god.
Well, why not?
The god of
I mean,
musical mischief.
You guys don't know that.
All
Not
right.
for at least 2 more episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Once you guys have eaten up, are you heading back up to reconvene with everybody else?
I think so, unless you guys just want to go straight to the keep.
We should probably go as a group, find everybody else.
Okay, we'll do that.
Flick is doing 2 things while we travel. Since he's gotten into town, I think I mentioned this at the end of the last episode, he has been eyeing everything up.
Mhm.
Like every alley, every store, every door, every lock, every shopkeep, every window that he can see on all these buildings, because there's not that many buildings in the town. And they're all kind of separated by land for the most part. So he's, like, as they pass, taking the time to scrutinize each one. And occasionally commenting on the architecture, like, oh, pillars. Yeah, seems like money well spent.
Wow.
Those pillars are actually useful. Those ones keep up the roof of that house, because for some reason he decided to go with the stone roof for some reason. None of us are sure why he did that.
Yeah,
He
what
said
about the ones on the
fire
doghouse?
But
Are those necessary?
he thought so. And I just kept walking.
Isn't Keldor's house the doghouse?
Ouch.
Is that
Ouch.
racist?
They're not technically dog people, but that would be the racist association in this world, I would assume.
Eh.
We're fucking hyena people, man. Give us some credit.
Yeah, we're
Keldor
more
just.
closely related to cats.
Right?
Yeah.
That makes us better.
Oh yeah, cats are way better than dogs.
Take that back.
Considering I
Oh.
have a 19-year-old cat running around right now, don't think I'm going to.
He will
it
throw a
actually running
chihuahua
around?
at you through the screen.
I don't want to throw a chihuahua up the screen.
You'll break them. Not the screen, the
Yeah.
chihuahua. I know.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
So the other thing that Flick wants to do while traveling through town, as we're heading to wherever we're heading, he wants to keep an eye out for like a marketplace or a clothier shop or whatever it would be
Clothing.
called. Yes, clothing for the body.
Yes. Well, come on, thing, stop going so slow. There is a tanner, so he'll mainly do things with furs, not cloth per se, but we'll do something.
Furs is what he's looking for.
So the tanner is the building next to the tavern, and if you're looking for a leather worker, that is over
Nice.
next to
More
the apothecary.
Gotcha. He's more specifically looking for furs.
Furs,
'Cause
yes, you can go to
is
the
there snow on the
tanner.
ground here?
Pardon?
Okay. Is there snow on the ground here?
Yes.
Yes, there is snow, but it's very well maintained. It's always cleaned off, pushed to the sides, so there's quite a lot of greenery as well.
Yeah. Flick
As
is
I
also
said,
actively shivering as we're walking between places right now. So he's gonna stop in at the tanner here on the way by. You guys go ahead. I gotta stop in here.
I
As you walk into the tanner, you see a rather large-looking fellow, human, but you're fairly certain he can't be 100% human because people shouldn't be that big. He has got long, thick, braided hair going down his back, a big, thick beard. He appears to be topless, aside from a rather large-looking working apron, which seems to have a couple of blood splatters on it. All around the shop are pelts and hides of various animals, including wolves and bears and those creatures you came across in the forest, so branters, and you're fairly certain there looks to be a massive cat with giant teeth on it. And
Like saber-tooth teeth?
oh yeah.
All right.
And, he looks at you and
So
goes,
he. Oh, go ahead.
"Are you lost, little boy?"
You know, all you guys are big to me, but I think you might be the biggest.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm here because, as you said, I'm pretty little, and this place is way colder than where I'm from. So, I have gold, and I want the warmest fur you got. Double points if it's the thing with the super long teeth. Made into a custom cloak and whatever winter outfit you think would be most appropriate to go up the mountain. I trust in your expertise.
Well, as you can see, we've got plenty of different furs, and we're like, I mean, how custom made do you want it? Because I can just stitch a bunch of fur together, and that'll keep you warm. Or I can pick an animal of your liking, and I can craft you a pretty good-looking overcoat. You know, it'd function as a hood as well.
That's kind of what I was thinking. A nice big cloak with a big hood, and maybe some gloves and boots. Do you do boots here?
Aye.
Yeah, some boots would be great because these shoes, they're not cutting it on the ice. That's not happening.
No, those little shoes of yours. They're well, quite frankly, I'm amazed they're even still together.
Yeah, they're basically slippers. It's really not working.
Baco just kind of chuckles at that.
Okay, well, you can see what I've got in. What takes your fancy?
and Flick's arm, without looking, immediately points at the saber-toothed cat's face.
Oh, aye.
That.
So,
And if there's any way you could keep the face on the hood so that I can flip it up and maybe scare something once in a while, that'd be awesome.
well, that was my plan.
Great minds think alike.
I'm making a pretty grave assumption right here, but due to you being such a little fella, I'm assuming you like knives.
And Flick pulls open his little leather jacket, and there's a vest that has 5 daggers on each side of his chest. Yeah, as I said, I trust in your expertise.
Do you want me to carve the teeth into knives for you?
His jaw just drops.
Very nice.
Take my money. I've never said this before, but take it.
And, I can do the same to the boots and to any gloves and the like. Make compartments for them, so you're not always having to fiddle around in your pockets. It's once they're out, they're out.
Right there, I'm pretty sure you can only get so erect.
That would be excellent.
As I said, once you make it come out, it's out. But so it'll take you a while to put it back away. But it means you don't need to worry about drawing them. You just knife in your face.
I love it. I might love it a little too much.
Okay.
So
well,
how much do I have to get for you to make this a reality?
if you want the whole set, so cloak, undershirt, gloves, boots, all equipped with knives, knife holders. I'm assuming you're gonna provide the knives yourself.
I got that covered, yeah.
Yeah. Maths is not my strong point, so let's call it an even 50.
Sounds good to me. And he counts out 50, and then he counts out another 5, and he puts the 50 in his hand, and then he puts the 5 on top, and he's like, that's what a tip is, right?
Never heard of one, personally. But,
Yeah, I heard someone mention it once, and, this just seems like the exact right situation. You might be the only one I ever do, but right now, yeah.
if I'm honest, it sounds like a rather strange concept to me. I gave you a price and you're giving me extra, but I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll come to my senses later on, but right now I'm just enamored with your salesmanship. Let's be honest here.
Yeah. He has put his rather large hand over all of the money, so you're not getting it back. He's established that much, but he's at least gone. Well, I find it weird, but okay.
Maybe he puts a little extra effort into it.
Vaco kind of raises his eyebrows.
He's
and
been greasing him up the entire time.
What?
Oh, good question. Sorry to
Say
cut you
again,
off.
Vaco?
How did you get all that money there, Flick?
How do you know how much money I have? I've had this much money since I met you.
More or less accurate.
Depending on when you classify as meeting, he considers it in the cart.
Well, then it would be accurate.
Yeah. I don't think that's bending the truth. You were just a patron in the bar, and then we all ran into the cart, and then we got to know each other because we were the survivors.
Pretty much.
Vaco just figured that you were some sort of trader or a merchant or something.
Ah.
Okay. The tanner says he can get that done. Probably have it ready first thing tomorrow.
Perfect.
So,
I will see you on the morrow.
He nods at you, says his goodbyes. Assuming you're going to leave, he walks over,
Yeah.
drags the pelt over and gets out this rather meaty looking. The only way you can understand it's like that is the biggest looking cleaver you have ever seen, and he just begins cutting away at this thing. And you're now starting to realize that. Wait, did he go and hunt all of these things?
Yeah, that's. I'm glad I started greasing him up immediately. What color was the fur on that thing, by the way, bud?
It's kind of like somewhere between like tan and yellow. Like if you ever seen like just a bog standard saber-tooth tiger, essentially.
Yeah.
So it's
Gotcha.
somewhere in that khaki color range, like between camel, tan, and yellow, like somewhere around there.
Okay.
There's a few streaks of much darker browns and even a hint of black over it.
So good camouflage for like a brown grassland kind of environment.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Be better camouflage here than something black, but.
oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, perfect. And if Varko wants to continue that conversation, we can. But otherwise, we just head over to the place, I think.
Now, Baco just imagines that you're a merchant. He really doesn't know anything about you.
Yeah, we haven't talked much.
Okay, so if you guys have got no other business you would like to get on with, I'm assuming you go and meet up with
The rest of the party.
is being
Well,
awful. Never
on our
mind.
way there, I'm going to talk to Flick, and I ask him, if you're not from cold place, what kind of warm place are you from?
We were there. I'm from the town that got destroyed. I've never left before now.
It's a very
Oh,
warm
well.
place now.
I did not know that that's where your home was. I apologize for...
Oh yeah, I grew up there after my family. Yeah, I grew up there.
Baco nods his head and just doesn't question or push anything else.
I've learned that's best.
Yeah, it's probably a pretty common background in this day and age. Even more so now after the town was destroyed.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay, as you guys head back up, you can meet up with everybody. Obviously, Primrose is there after she's been, she's been very patient and quiet during all of this. Thank you for that, Rebecca, by the way. Primrose has got some flowers in their hair, which is it looks nice. It makes them look quite pretty. Zindrix is also there. Zindrix appears to have collected some vials of bright blue coloured viscous fluids, whatever those might be. Oh, roll 20. Why are you being a bastard? Oh, never mind. It's not important. So, as you all meet up, the NPCs who've been sat there, they kind of look at you while the Bardic Knock will speak first, because he's the least patient of them all. Goes, you realize you people just left us here? I mean...
Not only do we realize, but we intended.
Wow! Feelings hurt. Not pleasant. Dick move, yo.
Well, hey, the last time that we left your card unattended, I think that we had, like, more people end up in it.
Well,
Has a point.
valid
Has a
point. Anyhow.
Well, again, when it was attended, we also ended up with more people. And I kind of look outside the gate where the gnolls are.
He's got you there.
Whatever they are doing. Like, that's going to be an issue. My lord's not going to be happy about that.
Yeah, we'll see.
If you
They all
like,
seem
I
to
can
have
speak to him.
arranged first.
I find people respond well when I speak to them.
Oh,
just
it's
kinda,
not
like,
so much
scrunches
that
his
he's going to be
face.
angry. It's just he's going to be annoyed that he has to take care of more outcasts and try and teach them to not be outcasts.
Well, I'm sure it'll work out. Anyway,
Hopefully.
what's our
Hopefully.
plan?
Well, we gotta go talk to said Lord now, because he's the one who's be able to actually prepare us for wherever this supposed artifact is and what we might be facing. So, yeah, we gotta go talk to him. Unless anybody else needs to do anything.
Nope. I mean, I'm assuming by we, you mean all of us. Or do you... are you leaving me again? Please don't
Tell
leave
you
me.
what, if you want to come in behind us and be our secret weapon if negotiations go south, I can give you a cue for that.
Hooray! I'm just
Dear
happy
Lord.
somebody uses me.
I just want to be involved.
All right, so this works
I
out.
have
All you have
deep,
to do is just wait for
cutting
my cue.
abandonment issues. Anyway, yes, I mean, well, Keldor, you said you're from here, yes?
Yep.
Well then, we'll follow you. Or are we putting Prince McPrinceface in there? I mean, you know, being a prince.
How does Angus McFife react to that? I want to know.
Angus McFife is giving the dirtiest look possible over at the
Because
Bardic
of
Knock.
Prince Face.
I
That was
like.
the Mick.
I kind of question the Bardic Knock's ability to speak with others and make them more convinced to do what they want.
You could have just stopped at speak with others. Period.
See, that's why I'm going to give him a cue.
And then the cue will never come. All right.
It might not.
Well, obvious McFife, Prince McFife, I say, gesturing at him, will be coming along because this is his kingdom and his campaign that he wants to fulfill.
Is it though?
No fourth wall breaks.
Prince McFive will look at you and go, well, that makes some very sound sense, actually. We bring along these others, you know, the little one and the big one and the lady one.
Wait, what? Where are we going?
Meet the Lord. You'll like him.
I was merely inquiring if we're bringing all of these people along, and
Anyone who wants to come, I mean, the Lord don't stand on ceremony most of the time.
all right then, we'll. Looks like
I mean,
we're
if
going
you
to be
don't
having a
want to, you don't have
party of sorts.
Mako just kind of raises his eyebrows at whenever he says "you people," and is wondering if he's still upset at the whole spell magic using thing.
Yeah, he is a little bit, but at least he's not being so open about it. He's at least trying.
openly hostile.
He's
Yeah.
swallowing his hatred.
Exactly. He is at least trying to not be a dick.
Interesting. All right.
That's nice of him
Okay then. So,
to start.
it's decided you are all going to head over to the keep. And, as soon as Roll20 stops just failing miserably for me, it's been trying to reload for like the last 5 minutes. I can move you over to a new map for it. Whilst I'm waiting for that, do any of you feel any desire to speak to each other, to other party members, to NPCs, to whoever?
I've currently got a bit of a question. Wanted to do a bit of a follow-up with Vaco on that one.
Okay.
I would like to know, because at the moment, Kid believes him to just be a crossbowman and not much else.
That's right.
I noticed that he doesn't wear armor, and while I have no actual assumptions about him, I would like I would like to basically ask, does he feel like he should, does he feel like he's safe, even behind all of us? Or should we work on getting him a little bit better taken care of?
Well, how do you mean?
Well, I mean, I can't say. Basically, it's like this. If you're gonna go out there, if all of us have to go out and deal with one thing at a time, because we might be going up against an army soon. If we have to leave you alone, can you actually defend yourself?
My people are great huntsmen. Mind you, I may not be the best among them. Rather, I'm probably the worst among them. I can still hold my own.
Really? Is it only with, I mean, because I will say, using a crossbow myself, it's not the most efficient weapon. How fast can you fire it?
I guess average? I don't know. I've been using it all my life.
And yet I don't think I've seen the crossbow bolt hit anything. This is my question. I mean to be as blunt as possible on this one. Do you have any other skills that we could know?
Like, do you suck a good dick or what?
Wow. You went there, didn't you?
I couldn't resist.
Vaco kind of turns red at that, I guess.
That wasn't me who said that.
Yeah, I didn't think I was actually involved in this conversation. I was just.
Oh, okay.
He's like walking behind, not really involved.
Yeah, I just. Go ahead.
Actually, since you're kind of like bringing this up to me now, I am quite sensitive to what you guys call magic.
You're sensitive to, like, you break out in a rash when it's around, or?
No, I cast spells. I am what you guys call, I guess, a magic user. That's apparently banned in your towns and cities.
Not anymore. Show us. What can you do? Kids currently incredibly interested in this. You have said the M word. And now he understands why you've lived so long.
Honestly, I've only lived so long because my elder brothers keep a lookout for me.
Right, but
maybe I'll tell you whenever the whole group is around. So I guess it's probably better to tell everybody. It should be time. You should be able to trust someone with it.
Okay. So that's actually very good information for me, because Notad's been teaching me how to write scrolls. Would that be...
don't trust Notad.
Yes,
don't
but
know.
you can trust me.
Something about Notad I just kind of shake my head. I guess that's the only thing, one of the things that me and TJ Flick rather have in common.
I don't get why you feel in this way, but I suppose it might just be your magical ability.
Yeah,
Perhaps it does not come from the same area. But he is a sorcerer. I hear the power comes from dragons.
Dragons? That's interesting.
I mean, that's what all the legends say, is that it has to do with the blood of dragons. So obviously back in your time, someone fucked a dragon or something.
None of my...
Am I close enough to hear this?
How
that
quiet this kid
entirely
being?
depends on if they wish to move their conversation purposefully away from everyone else. That's entirely their choice as players.
Candidly speaking.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna say this. I was close enough to hear, and I'm like, not just dragons. Sometimes it's angels and demons too.
Yeah,
We're
you
pretty
fucked
sure
something
my
of immense
sister was an
magical power.
angel somewhere in the background. We're not sure where. And then I go back to whatever I'm doing.
Vaco just shakes his head. He's like, no one in my family has magical powers except just for me.
Oh yeah, but genetics are weird.
Vaco just kind of shrugs.
Understatement of the year goes to the Dark Horse.
I don't know. It's interesting to see, but you're not one of the book learn type of people then.
I kind of just shake my head. No, it just came to me, I suppose.
Curious. I think it has something to do with your amazing personality, probably. You can just tell the magic to work, and it does.
Vago just kind of shrugs again. He's like, I'm not the strongest soldier, not the most accurate at this crossbow, as you say, but I did manage to stay alive somehow this long.
Tell you what, I've got a thing that'll make it to where you probably won't ever miss.
Buckle cocks his head and raises his eyebrow.
Yeah, hold the fuck up. I'm gonna pull my crossbow out, and I'm gonna look around the sky, see if I can see a bird anywhere.
Yeah, it's quite normal there. Well, it's still very wintry and cold, so it's not like you're getting loads of nice-looking birds, but you'll see the occasional crow or raven or some such thing.
Okay. I'm going to quickly say the word precision and draconic.
Mm-hmm.
And time myself up for the true strike. And I'm going to say, all right, let's see if I can hit this with no problem. And I will fire. Now that's going to get the plus 20 on it to make it a 31.
Okay, yeah. You shoot up, pierce that raven like it's nothing. Good damage as well. Nice. 7 damage. So.
Did you just kill the raven?
Yeah. Raven. Down.
Okay, I immediately turn to him and say, "You probably shouldn't do that. There's a druid around here, and she really doesn't like you killing wildlife without reason."
Well, I want to eat it, and I did have a reason. I was showing him this cool thing I can do.
She might not accept it. Just be careful with that.
It's the rules of nature.
Well, I don't have
Just
anything
warning
quite
you.
as amazing as your spell that you just did of hitting, but I guess Vaco just kind of walks over to Flick, and he casts resist, or rather endure elements. So Flick is now comfortable in this cold.
See, that's the thing I was trying to do the other day. Okay, this is where it's good.
So
Hey, what do
Flick
you?
is
What do
now
you?
just warm.
Oh, yeah. That's the stuff.
Rebecca, what is Primrose doing in all of this? Sorry, you have been oh so lovely and patient whilst everyone else has been off doing their own scene. Thank you very much for that. Is there anything you would like Primrose to be doing whilst all of these conversations are going on?
I suppose they would either be talking with Eliza or Unst, but that's up to interpretation, I suppose.
You can be talking to them both. If you want to watch me struggle. Is there anything in particular you're wishing to converse with them on?
Did she
My mind's
disappear?
not blank.
Oh.
Phew.
There we go.
I was terrified my computer was having another breakdown. Like, oh no!
Yeah, sorry. If you were saying something, you cut out there.
Oh, I did. Yes.
No, Primrose. I mean.
Oh.
Well, I mean, Primrose is kind of a quiet character, so I'm not quite sure what they would be talking about.
Oh, that's fine. If you're totally happy with Primrose just getting on, doing their own thing, having polite conversations, talking about flowers and this, that, and the other, that's completely okay. There is no pressure to,
We'll play it all
and
out.
go, here is my character and I'm doing cool stuff. Like, that's cool. Just wanted to make sure
playing
you
a
weren't
different
feeling
character.
neglected.
Yeah.
Playing a different character who was more, crazy, then I would be fine. But I guess if anything, they are showing and or Eliza their new lily.
Yeah. If you show it to Unst, he's gonna look at it and he's gonna acknowledge, but it's a very, very pretty flower. He goes, it's beautiful flower. Do you like it more than flower Unst gave you?
Oh no! All flowers are nice, Unst.
Okay. Unst just felt slightly insecure. But, who gave you flower?
I kill him.
No, Unst is not savage. Unst will
Please don't.
merely go and establish dominance.
Don't.
Well said. Well said.
Yeah, fair point.
It was nice, and you're not being very nice right now. You need to calm down.
Unst is always calm. Unst apologizes. Unst will go and cool off. Unst shows no need for petty jealousies. Was he bigger than me?
Oh, it like a fit of you.
Pah, tiny man. Unst bigger, Unst better. Good. Unst is where.
Was his dick bigger than mine?
Well, now we've just lost any sense of subtlety.
Yeah, sorry. That's what did it. I didn't mean to push us over that careful edge you were riding. My bad.
Unst is gonna pretty much just stand there and feel good about himself. In contrast, Eliza, however, being well, exactly that, a complete and utter contrast to the hyper-masculine Unst. Eliza, she'll acknowledge your pretty flower, and she goes, "Oh my, where did you find such a rare beauty? In such a cold place like this, lilies are not known to grow particularly well in a cold environment. Whoever grew it put a lot of time and effort and certainly love, and it certainly shows a lot of care and trust in you that they'd give it to you
They
so
did
freely."
grow it with a lot of love, yes. They He's allowing me to show it the world, if that makes any sense.
That's beautiful. That's really, really beautiful. And Eliza's gonna.
I would think so. I'm glad.
Eliza's gonna blush a little bit because she's thinking something. Okay.
Just
I
don't
have.
tell Unst that it's a symbol for that man's wife, and he chose you to actually carry it around.
Unst is too busy feeling secure in his manhood by tensing his arms and going.
He's definitely got his hands on his hip pose, where he's kind of like puffing out his chest, kind of thing.
Oh yeah, he's doing that. You know, he is doing everything short of putting a hand down his pants and going, "Yes!"
Confused by Unst's behavior.
What have I created?
All right.
Well, I believe it would be a rather good point to quickly go for a break, and when we get back, you guys will be heading into the keep. How does that sound,
like a
everybody? Quick break.
Sounds great.
Sounds glorious.
Sounds good to me.
Perfect.
Alrighty. Before we go for our quick break, TJ.
Where are we going to come back to, Matt? We're going to come back to Welcome to the Party.
Damn
That's
right
Welcome
we are.
Party RPG on Twitch. And they have a Twitter too, which is up here, which I thought was on my screen. It's Twitter at Welcome Party RPG. That's all. That's it. That's all you need.
Okay.
And they supply us here. And do we want to do a full thing, or is that good enough?
We can leave it at that for now. We'll get the full sell when we get back.
We'll hit it when we get back. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. We will see you all in about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how many cigarettes I wish to have.
Peace out.
At least he's honest.
Everybody, enjoy yourselves, and we will be right back.
Bye.
See you in a moment.
Do 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 do.
Okay. I just need to do some things. So let's start off by making it so everyone else can be heard. That's a good start. Come on, Discord, be my friend. Do. Okay, bum 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 ba dum bum ba dum. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Come on, computer, don't do it. Oh dear, it's doing it. This is what I get for trying to touch things. This is what I get. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. God damn it. Do 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 do. Undeafen. Come on. Hooray! Yes.
Oh, there
other
we
people.
go.
There you
we
are.
go.
We figured it out.
No. I was just waiting for my
Yay.
computer to catch up.
Okay.
Just decided to do everything really, really slowly.
So what you're saying is we need to start a GoFundMe to get you a new computer.
Yeah.
See, I don't know if it's the computer itself or if it's my internet or...
The internet. Yeah.
I mean, it could be, you know,
Both.
a whole...
It's probably both.
It probably is. Anyhow, let me just... Oh, Come on, come on. Good computer. Good computer. No, I don't want to hover over that thing. Hover over that thing. There we go. I'm just going to make the assumption that yes, we are probably back live on stream now. So, because yeah, my computer doesn't want to check if it's doing it. Anyhow.
Yes, we are, because I just heard.
Good. Well, welcome back. Well, and welcome to the party. Like, that sounded strange in my head. Anyhow, yes. For those of you who have no idea what's going on, we are currently playing a 3.5 Dungeons and Dragons game in a world that I, the Bardic Knock, have created and lovingly crafted using my brain and imagination and other things. Yeah. We're doing this for our lovely channel, Welcome to the Party. And did you know? Welcome to the Party offers some fantastic things if you choose to be a subscriber. TJ, what are these things that they are offered if they subscribe and do other amazing things with this channel?
Oh, thanks there, Matt. Well, first off, if you become a subscriber on a monthly basis, you get one free crit to give away to a player of your choice, and that's just for becoming a subscriber. If you choose to be a donator to the channel, you can earn all sorts of fancy things. You can buy yourself some bits, starting at $3 to give a player of your choice advantage. And I assume that that's just going to work the way it does in 5th edition, but we'll talk about that later. For example, second example, for $8, you can give a crit fail to a DM or player. And at the highest tier, for $25, that is 2,500 bits, make and name an NPC, and we'll work it into our game. And these are the rules that apply to all the D&D games that are hosted by the lovely people at Welcome to the Party. And that is Welcome Party RPG on Twitch. And there's a Twitter here that I can't find. Why can't I never find the Twitter?
It is also Welcome Party RPG on Twitter.
That's it. It's the same one. My brain just does that sometimes. All right. And
I do it as well every single time.
There we go. And back to you, Matt.
Thank you, TJ. Oh god, I'm getting flashes of bad radio shows. No.
That's it for us here in the studio. Back to you, Matt.
Thank you, TJ.
I guess it's some sort of BBC thing I don't know about. All right.
Okay, yes. Anyhow, where we left off, our party and their huge entourage of friends have decided to head towards Scarfell Keep, the castle and home of Duke Echwal.
It's
if
very
you ask him to
insistent
spell
on
it,
the
he
Ech.
won't, because he's that kind of guy. Someone's
guy.
saying they can't hear us.
No, it's just on his side, unfortunately.
Okay,
'cause
phew,
other
thank
people are
God.
hearing.
Huzzah! So yes, anyhow.
Sorry about that.
As you head up and into the keep, Keldor, you know this place. It's not an excessively large keep. It's quite humble. It's more practical than it is extravagant.
Yep.
There are no guards on the entryway because Lord Equal, he's a pretty relaxed guy. If anyone wants to come in and speak to him, they can do. So you can just stroll on in there. Once you get inside, similar to the outside, it's only averagely decorated and ordained. You know that there's quite a nice rolled out carpet along the floor, and there's some the occasional bit of artwork or other such decorations hung on the walls. You know, things like swords and axes and shields and the like. The building itself is some very fine stone masonry. It's very well crafted, very well put together, and has been very well cared and maintained.
So this is the rich house, then, in other words.
This
It's
is
a
the
keep.
richest house in this area, yes.
It's a lord.
All right. So remember when I said that Nick was like eyeing this whole city up That goes double for in here.
Oh yeah. As you're eyeing it up, you can see the artwork and you go, yeah, that's probably worth something. Ooh, is that a bronzed sword just hanging there on the wall? Bet I could sell that. It's very nice, and even the carpet, it seems to be made of a very fine velvet or silk or some such substance. As you walk in, right away, you can see straight through into a rather large-looking great hall. I mean, I say large, it's not. It's large in proportion to everything else in the building. Grand scale, it's probably not that big, but it's very nicely decorated. There's a long, finely crafted table from a very expensive-looking wood. Either a good oak or perhaps even mahogany. Mahogany. I'm going to stop that now. And sat behind this, Keldor, you recognize this man. It is the Duke Equal. He's a kindly old man, definitely securely into his middle age, slightly balding at the front, but long tied back greying hair. There are wrinkles on his face, but not as one would expect from a life of stress or strain. They appear to be more signs of a life well lived. Instead of frown lines, he definitely has smile lines. Stood at his side is an armoured man, once again, quite old, not as old as the Duke himself, just on the cusp of middle age, with a very military-esque haircut, and the only weapon he appears to be carrying is a long, simple quarterstaff.
These.
Hang on, I believe my Discord is having a minor meltdown again. If a few people are talking, I'm not hearing you. This is what I get for trying to do too many things.
Can you hear me?
There we go. Yes, I can hear you now, TJ.
Okay.
It's just Discord having a very slow connection. There we go. It's caught itself back up. Apologies for that. Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now, Archer.
Wait. Okay. Since I know these people, I'm going to step forward and be... what's his face again? The Lord is... something or other.
Equal.
Equal?
Equal.
Aqual, your lordship. I come bearing bad news.
As you step forward to try to...
Okay.
Can hear you now?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know
So
why
you're
that's
definitely getting
happening.
out.
Either my computer's lying, or I'm defying the law and connected without being connected.
They're coming to get you, bud.
Yay, we can... It's all back.
We made too many dick jokes.
Okay.
That was all me.
Well,
I'm well aware.
either way,
no, Tad.
how...
All right.
How much did you
we
hear
got to the
before
point
everything
where
vanished?
You said the armored guy on the... A minute cut out.
Yes. The armored fellow, who Keldor you do know, you recognize. He is a person who trained you. He is like a secondary father figure. He has stepped forward and he essentially jabs you in the chest with his long quarterstaff, and essentially pushes you back a step. And he addresses you and goes, "You've only been gone less than a month, Keldor, and yet you come in and speak so brazenly."
Yes?
With that, he lifts the stick and not aggressively, more in the way you would train a dog or a child. You'd give it a polite tap, and he taps you on the nose and goes, "Bad Keldor. Now." Said before I vanished.
What part did you hear me stop speaking on? Because you cut out right in the middle of me speaking.
It's like describing the
On our
interior,
side.
right?
Like you just poked me in the nose, and then I started replying, and that was it.
Yes. I heard up to when you said, "Here's my party, Prince McFife."
Okay. At that point, I just step aside and point to him and watch the Lord's reaction because I'm expecting it'll be a good one.
Yes. Well, what Sir Stallis does is his face goes slightly pale as he drops his quarterstaff. The entire room is utterly silent. The only sound that can be heard is the sound of wood hitting stone. If anyone's ever dropped something in like a church or something, you'll know exactly what that sound is. It's just
Tunk, 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 tunk.
exactly. And Duke Equal slowly stands up from his chair. In fact, what he does, he pushes his chair back from the table, making that scraping sound of wood against stone as he stands up, and he goes, "Ah! You brought the prince! Lovely! It's good to see you again, Keldor, my boy."
I'm just sitting back and enjoying all of this and smiling really wide, watching my party's reactions too.
How does everybody else react to this?
Let's see. Easiest thing to see is that, yeah, Keldor wasn't lying when he says that he knew this lord. I kind of want to see what Angus McFife is doing at the moment, though. If I remember correctly, there is some bad blood with this guy.
There was never any official bad blood of sorts. It's just this is so far from the capital. The prince never had any real reason to come here before. Angus steps forward, and he does a polite and formal bow. He goes, "Greetings, Duke Qual. If you would be so kind as to accept me as your guest with my, well, not entirely certain what the correct term is here, but I suppose you could call them my men, my entourage, my army, whatever it is. Well, they're staying with me. If that is okay with you, your grace." To which the Duke, he just lets out this big toothy smile. You can see that he's actually missing a fair few teeth because he's a rather old fellow. And he goes, "Oh yes, of course, it's fine. Come, we'll make room. Some of you might have to sleep in the library or in the temple or some such place. Never had quite so many guests all at once. No, come. Everyone sit, join me at my table. We'll have a delightful feast. It's so pleasant and wonderful to see you all. And Keldor, have you grown? I think you've grown. Or am I just old?"
3 inches, my lord.
"Wow, fantastic. Come. And
I'm in.
He kind of snaps his fingers, and various servants and maids rush and provide cups of wine and chairs for you to join this man at his central table. As for other people currently present in this room, aside from the Duke and his personal guard of Sir Stallis, there is a rather gangly-looking fellow with a pointed nose and pointed chin, wearing wizardry robes which are far too large for him, with a slightly bent wizard's cap. Keldor, you do see your other sister. She is here, and she is sat next to an elven lady dressed in robes of green.
The moment I see my sister, I just walk up to her and give her the biggest. Well, it's not a bear hug. I guess it's a gnoll hug.
She hugs you back, and she's like, Keldor, why are you back so soon?
Long story. I'll tell you about it tonight.
Well, so much has happened since you've gone. I'm now an official apprentice here at the temple. Have you met my teacher? And she gestures to this very beautiful-looking elven woman. If you had to sum this person up in 3 words to describe them, it would probably go something along the lines of priestess, sex, babe.
Oh, jeez.
Oh boy.
And yes, for the grand total of 2 other people watching this, yes, this is the in-joke I have desperately trying to keep going and force into things.
Alrighty.
She stands up and she happily greets you. She doesn't offer to shake your hand or anything. She gives a polite bow and goes, "Your sister has told me of you, brave knight. You are truly a hero in her eyes."
In her eyes, I'm sure of that. And I kind of look at her and her tails might be a bit long. And I just go and sit down at my place beside my master, who probably whacks me on the side of the head as I sit down.
Yeah. So Stalis, he goes to give you a clip around the back of the ears for sitting down instead of doing your knightly duty and standing.
I still sit down.
I'm assuming the rest of you come in and take a seat.
That is correct. I'm mostly watching Keldor to determine what the exact protocol here is.
You are learning nothing from me on proper protocol.
Quick question. From before entering the inner chamber there, the Great Hall, can I see anybody else in the building outside of that, or is everybody here inside there?
You have seen several servants and maids and the like coming and going. So you can assume that they are probably in and out of the Great Hall and around the building at large.
Okay. When everybody else goes into the Great Hall, Flick would like to slip off to the side and go around the outside.
Okay, which way around are you going?
He's going to slip this way, and Spudnik's token is still really big.
Yeah. I'll fix that.
Yeah.
When it needs to be. But I mean,
Not
this
the end
map
of the world,
this is not entirely to scale because I couldn't get it to work properly because Roll20 has been awful to me this past week.
So I'm gonna start going down this way. See if I run in.
Okay, yeah, if you're heading around that way, I'll quickly describe what you see as you're going round, and then I'll jump to what everyone else is doing inside the hall. The first room you come across is a very modestly decorated guest chambers. There's one large bed in there, and a few other nice home comforts. like a desk, a chair at the desk, if for letter writings and such. But on the whole, it's very, very modest. As you continue round, you get to a building which is just books. Books on shelves. Lots of books. Once again, it's modestly decorated, but the furniture in there looks comfortable and probably as if it is worth a decent amount. It's not needlessly ornate or extravagant, but it looks high quality.
Okay. That's going to be kind of hard to pocket.
I don't quite know how you intend to pocket an armchair.
I do not.
As you come round to the next room, the door is locked to this room and closed off.
I look both ways. Do I see anybody?
You don't see anybody coming around right this moment.
Okay. I'm going to put my ear against the door and listen.
From the other side of the room, you hear silence.
Okay. I'm going to look one more time, and if nobody's coming, I'm going to attempt to pick the lock real quick.
Okay, please roll me an open lock check.
And I'm going to be very careful not to break it. 21.
21. You pop this lock right open.
Perfect.
It is not broken. It is absolutely fine.
And I slip inside. Yep.
Are you opening the door and going in and closing it behind you, or just opening it a crack and looking in?
He would actually open it a crack and look in, and if there's nobody immediately visible, then he would go in and close it behind him.
Yeah. This room, well, there is nobody in it. It's certainly not empty. This is very highly decorated. Once again, not extravagant. It's not, laced with gold and this, that, the other, but the decorations in here are clearly worth more. And
is there a jewelry box or a safe?
Being an unmarried man, the Lord himself has no need for a jewelry box for a wife or daughter or any such thing. But if you have a quick look around the room, you can find ornaments, silver candlesticks and a mirror with an ivory handle. This is a hand mirror to specify, not just like, ooh, here's a mounted mirror. And
okay.
And a letter opener, which seems to be gold plated.
All right, I'm quickly gonna check under the bed and if there's a closet in there, anything like that.
If you look in the closet, you see several, maybe 4 or 5 different outfits. They all seem very well tailored, very well made, out of finest silks and things like that. They are obviously designed for a human. Looking under the bed, you find a bunch of dust.
All right. Are there like a ton of suits in there?
It's about 5 or 6 different outfits.
Okay. And there's no bedside table or anything?
No, there's a small writing desk, and on that's where the mirror is, and it's where the letter opener is. There's also a quill. It's a very extravagant looking quill. The feather that comes off of it seems to be needlessly large. It's from no bird that Flick would ever have seen or come across, but At the end of the feather, the pattern seems to resemble that of a large eye, of blues and purples, and there's lots of greens on this needlessly large quill.
Wow. Well, I don't think there is anything else to do in here. He's going to go back over to the door, listen to the outside, and if he doesn't hear anybody coming, he's going to crack it open and take a peek.
If you peek out the door, you see that no one is around here. It appears that everyone is either in the Great Hall currently, or servants are having to rush backwards and forwards to the kitchen or the food stores to get new things for all the new guests they were not expecting.
All right, I'm going to pop out, and real quick, I'm going to reset the lock. I can do that with an open lock check, right?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. And, oh, there we go. That's a 22 this time.
It looks as if nothing has ever happened to it.
All right, perfect. And I turn and immediately pretend like I'm just walking down the hallway and head towards the privy, which I assume is where the bathing rooms are down there.
Yes. If you are on the map, if I zoom down, or I don't because Roll20 is being awful. The shaded in bit, that's a stairwell going down. That goes down to some bathing rooms. There's also a privy of sorts down there.
Okay. He's going to go down there and sit on it and just feed Sputnik for a couple minutes, and then he's going to come back up and retrace his steps and go wander back in the front the way that everybody else came into the Great Hall.
Okay. How much time do you think that would have taken you?
Less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, that sounds fair to me. Because you weren't spending excessive time looking at things. So, okay. In these 5 minutes, whilst Flick is doing that, everyone else, I'm assuming you have come in and you have sat down, unless you are actively deciding, no, I'm going to stand.
Baka will probably be looking at the books if he has any.
Have we been given permission to make ourselves at home here?
Not yet.
He's kind of lost on this kind of niceties, I guess.
Oh, yes, definitely. I mean, you were all invited into the Great Hall. Flick has just taken it upon himself to mean that means I can go everywhere.
Hey, no one stopped me.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
That's their fault, really.
So...
or my toaster's fault, one of the two.
So you can choose to not go into the Great Hall and just go and explore, or you can come in, sit down, and be given food and wine. Yeah,
no, sorry, I was going to go in the way that everyone did and join them and pretend like I just went to the bathroom and came back. Because technically I did.
Yes.
I'm sure everybody else wants to do things.
Well, everybody, do you want to do things?
Let's see. So basically, I want to get down to business. Same as I have with everybody else. I'd like to approach whoever I believe. Whoa.
That echo just got crazy.
A little bit. Oh, that's Primrose.
Just wondering where that was
Hold on,
coming from. If it seems to be resolved now, so yes, Cody, as you were saying, wanting to get straight down to business.
Yes, I would like to. Oh, okay, gotta power through that because that's a little disorienting. All right. I want to approach the most knowledgeable-looking person in the room, aside, of course, from Notad, and ask what they might know about this thing that we are meant to go find. The weapon that I don't know much of the details about. I'll pull the Bardic Knock along with me since he might know a little bit about it. Anybody who I've heard talk about it, really. If anybody would know, it would probably be him.
Kid, How do you
Yes.
understand a person is knowledgeable? Like, what do you look for and go, that person looks smart?
Anybody who looks very close in appearance to either Notad or a person wearing a lot of gold.
Glasses.
Well, there is the rather spindly looking wizard fellow. He's very obviously a wizard due to his attire. So there's him, if you believe he would know. There is the priestess, who is donned not in extravagant clothing, but finely made. But there is a definite hint of greens and browns and very natural colours in what she's doing. And then, of course, there is the Lord himself, who he's wearing colours like deep reds and deep purples.
Okay, out of all of those, the elf would strike me the most interesting because she has likely been around longer than all the rest of them have. In my
Okay, so if you
understanding of
cross
creatures'
over to
lifespan.
the priestess, after you.
A priestess. Okay. Sorry, I'm not great at introductions, but I'm great at sales pitches. Good to meet you. I am the Dark Horse, otherwise known as Kid. And I will be blunt. We're looking for something of great power to stop a terrible sorcerer. What can you tell me about the weapon that resides on Scarfell Peak?
She smiles at you very softly, and she kind of looks up at you from her seat and goes, "Well, Dark Horse, you certainly feel no need to follow the protocol of small talk, I see. This is..."
I know very little in the way of protocol, small talk, any of that. Honestly, I've spoken more in the last week than I think I ever have in my life.
Oh, no, do not take it as an insult. It is, I find it rather refreshing, being one so closely attuned to the natural world, being wrapped up in such bizarreness, such contrived methods of achieving one's goals. It is certainly refreshing to see one so willing to be brazen and break the rules. Please come, sit, take a seat next to me, and I will tell you what I have heard.
Certainly. Please, anything that you might know, and I will actually pull out something to keep this written down with. I assume the quill that I used to write inside my book, I will use it on my own skin if I have to. Make sure I take accurate notes here.
She begins to tell of a story, and in centuries long past, there was a tradition amongst heroes that if they were in need of it, the gods would grant upon them a great blessing, a powerful weapon to slay any foe. Supposedly to acquire such a bountiful gift, the hero would have to prove themselves, prove that they are of a pure heart, pure soul, and they require the necessary steel that it would take to wield such a weapon and do it with honor and justice. In order to do this, the heroes would have to ascend the highest mountains. Not just the one here at Scarfell, but also at Draxspire. They would have to meet with the guardian of the weapon and strike a deal. And then, following that, they would have to get the final piece of the puzzle, an amulet, long lost. If you're hoping to follow up on such a tale, Being here at Scarfell is a good starting place, as supposedly the shrine of the weapon lies at its highest point, carved deep into the mountain.
Okay. Alright, so to just double check my notes. The gods are the ultimate deciders of who would receive this weapon. They have proposed a trial. One must have pure heart, pure soul, and the necessary steel, which I assume means force of will at this point. The heroes would have to ascend the mountain, and once again at Draxspire. And then we have to negotiate with the Guardian, and then find the amulet. Am I correct in all of this?
Yes. These are the stories I have read and heard.
Tell me, what manner of priestess are you?
She kind of looks around for a moment, and she looks over to to Prince McFife, and then looks back. She notices that he seems far too wrapped up in conversation. He goes, "I am a priestess of the divine that is both above and below that of the gods."
So not part of the triumvirate, then?
No. The religion I follow, its gods may take many forms and many names. Some even question if the gods are manifestations at all, or if it is the sheer force of nature which grants me my divinity.
I would hope that's true. I've never known gods. Never had them. I've never thought to ask for help for one, I should say.
Oh.
Because I very clearly would never receive it.
Oh, this is not strictly true. You should never be afraid to ask the gods for assistance. In fact, if you would like, I would happily share some teachings of my gods with you.
I appreciate that, but I have lived my life thus far with never having asked a god for help. I wish to continue that. If I live or die, I will not do it knowing that there's someone else guiding my hand.
Well then.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm on this world and they are not. And so, my only business here is my own. I will appreciate you for this story. I'm going to go and tell my my compatriots that we may best prepare ourselves.
Well, I hope I have been of assistance to you.
You have. I would like to walk directly to Keldor on this one.
Keldor sat very close by because Keldor sat with his sister.
Okay. Keldor, I have learned one thing about this weapon. Actually, two things. The first, it is absolutely at the top of this mountain, according to the old legends. The second, you're the only one who can wield it. It requires a pure heart, a pure soul, and the necessary steel. My heart is not pure, my soul is not pure, and while I have the force of will to do it, I don't believe that'll be enough. The gods are the ones who pick this, and the gods have never chosen me for anything. So, this is your burden, and I'll follow you on it.
Vaco just kind of like speaks up at this and he's like, what kind of gods do you guys have?
Yeah, good question.
Well, in doing that, Varco, you have sparked a very interesting debate. Prince McFife is the first to answer, and he replies, "Well,
All of Fife worships the Triad. There is Vakul, the warrior, sigil of strength, and that's how we gain victory. There is Icarus, the scholar, teaching us that knowledge will lead to strength. And then there is Selana, the mother, and she teaches us to love our fellow man, and through our compassion we can reach compromise and ultimately victory. In a counterpoint to this, the priestess chimes in and goes, well, they are merely... Okay. Let's try this again. Maybe it's because I'm trying to talk about gods that the internet just doesn't want to work.
Yeah. We all know the internet as a secular motive.
Exactly. So, the priestess, she goes on to explain that the gods and the pantheon, well, it's not even a literal pantheon, they are ancient and older. Of course, there are gods outside of the triad which come from a multitude of backgrounds. Some are mortals ascended to godhood, some are creators of the different races, such as dwarves and elves. What she herself finds solace and belief in is the more primal gods, the total and utter creational forces that exist in the universe. Whether or not they are fabrications of the minds of humanoids and given divinity through sheer worship, or whether they are intangible beings that have existed since time immemorial. Nobody knows. All she knows is the gods she herself worship are known by small circles throughout the lands and go by several names depending on where you are from. And there's always slight discrepancies in the difference. Some refer to it as just Mother Nature, or Gaius, or Gaia, sorry, the embodiment of the earth. Some don't believe it is a physical deity, more an abstract concept. In some more tribal communities, they physically worship the moon as a mother goddess and a masculine mortal element, which normally takes the form of a horned god of sorts, usually depicted with ram horns or deer horns. And even that himself has been given multiple names, and so it's kind of impossible to exactly pin down her total belief system. But nonetheless, she essentially gets the point across that it's very mysterious and ancient.
Vakos kind of seems still as confused as ever, and he says, that makes no sense. You're praying to things that are either dead or long forgotten us. Isn't that strange?
What was I just thinking? Oh, goodness me. I've just had total brain shutdown for a moment there because of dealing with all these stupid internet issues. Sorry, Varka, what did you just say?
Oh, he was just questioning, saying, is it strange to be worshipping, I guess, these gods who have long since abandoned us or forgotten about us, or who don't answer prayers? It's like, it's just kind of strange that you'd want to revere things that rather don't have a big impact on people's lives.
Well, my gods do have an impact on my life. The moon affects the tide and affects the creatures in nature. The wheel of the year turns and turns grey into green and green into grey. The Dark Holy King turns and hands over his crown every summer solstice to the mighty Oak King. These are all tangible things that exist and occur in the world. We may not be able to request assistance and guidance from them or use them to our aid, but they are tangible forces and they deserve reverence.
Falco just kind of nods his head. So, what you're saying then is possibly becoming more spiritual about the forces around you? That's what your god is? Or what your gods are? If there's more than one.
Yes, that is certainly a very good way of looking at things.
Rocco just kind of shrugs and looks over at TJ, or I'm sorry, at Flick. I guess, I mean, do you believe, does anyone else here believe in these gods?
They've never done anything for me, so.
Looks over at Kid.
I've never known a god.
And he looks over at Primrose.
Rose doesn't answer. I look uncomfortable.
Then he kind of looks over at our host and our.
If you look over to Duke Aqual, he kind of smiles happily and goes, "Well, of course, being a member of the royal court of Fife, I worship and praise the Triad. Wink, wink."
Well, then he looks over at Keldor. And he's like, "Well, what about you?"
Well, gods are kind of outside my area of expertise. I kind of always believe they kind of help those who help themselves, I guess. I don't know. It's not what I'm interested in. And I just stick my nose down into my food and keep eating.
Wako then just kind of chuckles to himself, and it seems like your gods are asking us to kind of save the world whenever we don't even believe in them. And then he just kind of literally lets out a hearty laugh that fills the hall. He finds this genuinely amusing.
I can completely understand why.
The whole party just has zero belief in gods, and they're wanting us to do something to save this. Anyway, yeah, he's just laughing.
Yeah, that would seem like an
God wants to hire me, they better.
That would seem like an immensely alien subject and concept.
All I know is I'll work for a god, but there better be a good payday.
The only thing Flick is thinking about is having to go up that mountain. Because it's twice as tall for him as it is for everybody else.
Not if you're riding in the wagon.
I don't
Yeah,
think
wagons
the wagon can
known
go up
for
the
going up
mountain
mountains
very
well. Yeah. I will do that for as long as I can.
Okay. Well, Keldor, I don't know how much influence you have here, but whatever supplies we can get would be great.
It's just like,
we're relying on Keldor to make the trek to give us all the supplies to get there.
I just turn to the Lord and I'm like, yeah, we kind of do need some supplies and stuff.
Well, how many of you are actually going to ascend the mountain? Can't imagine you're going to take
I immediately
all of you.
look at everyone and I'm like, yeah, no, not everyone. Definitely not everyone. And I'm just looking at the giant party. It's like,
Well,
What did we bring all of these people?
They're useful.
in situational. In Very situational.
Situational is a very good word, actually. Yes. We will
So-
use that word.
Wait, how many of you are there? Well, we have six
6.
players.
7.
And then there's like 6 NPCs. Something
Yes.
like that. Yeah, 6 NPCs. Holy crap.
Yeah. Well, the Duke offers to provide you with, equipment and supplies for between 8 and 9 people.
Okay.
So that means the Knolls have to stay here and possibly.
They won't be a problem.
That's
Oh,
fine.
Not a
You believe
threat,
so?
anyways.
Oh, that's fine. I have Sir Stalus here and the other 3 knights. I'm sure they'll whip them into shape as functioning members of society. It'll be quite nice to have more gnolls around. We've missed you, Keldor.
I just put complete facepalm at that point. Just complete and total, just like, "Ugh, this is half the reason I left." No words, but obvious that I'm kind of annoyed at that.
Ah, well. In the meantime, we should probably get ourselves prepared. I would say best thing we can do is relax ourselves as much as possible. Get ourselves just loose and ready to move up to the top of the mountain the next day, because we probably aren't going to get there in one day. So I would like to ask, Duke, do you have a place where we might get rid of some of these aches and pains that we've acquired on the road?
Oh yes. We have a lovely bath chamber. If you go out of the Great Hall and head down the stairs at the rear, you'll find a lovely bathing area, and I'll have my servants arrange places for you to sleep. All this talk of gods and heroes, it's made me in the mood for a song or some form of entertainment. Does anyone else care for that?
Bard, that's your cue. That's your cue, Bard.
Ah, yes! My cue! Fantastic! Well,
Wait,
all
Vago
this
has
talk
people-
of gods and things like that, it reminded me of a tune I know. And, Primrose, if you'd be so kind as to assist, some fluting would go rather well with it.
What? Okay. So while all of you are talking, Moses has been very uncomfortable and hasn't touched their food.
Oh no.
At the prompt of the Bardic Knot, head and then trying not to make a scene, standing up and leave the building entirely.
Okay.
Oh.
You have a way with people. I look over and look at the Bardic Knock.
Oh, did I upset them? What
More
did I do
stage for
wrong?
you.
You're the only one who was talking to her.
More stage for you, I guess.
Well, yes, I suppose so. Well, I feel a bit guilty now at upsetting Primrose, but I'm sure we'll find out what's wrong with them next time. Well, he proceeds to get his lute out, play a single chord on it. Keeping in theme with discussions of gods and powerful creatures, this was something I came across in some readings I was doing. It's actually somewhat related to the priestess's conversational topics.
He says, preparing his voice. And as he plays a singular chord and waits for it to reverberate around the room, it's a pleasant sound. And he takes in a deep breath and begins to sing. In times long past lived a man of green. His footsteps brought life wherever he'd been. The deepest wild woods was the place he was seen, and the people did love and protect him. They saw his face change with the turn of the wheel. The seasons they heard his voice sing. I'm the horned god, I'm the face in the trees, the breath of the wind that rustles the leaves. I'm the green man in the wildwood I roam, Carnunus, I'm Pan and I'm Herm. He made a great garden in which all could play, but the humans fought and each other did slay. Now he is hidden with the garden away, till the people around him start changing. And on the noon of the solstice he'll give up his crown to the wise and the kind and worthy. Thank you.
Paco applauds, following suit with everyone else, because he kind of just doesn't know it. Like, normally in his tribe, everyone would just kind of like stay silent after that, but everyone's sitting there in applause, kind of taken aback.
Flicker's going to take this moment to start a slow clap.
And, well, actually, with that, it appears that we have reached the end of our session. So, that was actually a rather pleasant way to end. I hope.
It was.
Hopefully, I haven't, like, just made everyone's eardrums bleed.
Now take it away, Flick.
And we want to give our thanks to Party, Welcome Party RPG, or at Welcome Party RPG on Twitter. And there's all sorts of fun things that you get for subscribing. You can give a crit to a player of your choice and influence the game, or there's all sorts of other things you can get if you choose to donate, and we'll go over those again next time. We're going to raid our good friend Castle Mac here as soon as we're done, and we'll just be sliding all you guys right on over to his channel.
Yes, Castle Mac is a lovely friend of the channel here. And before we go, we're going to shamelessly plug all of ourselves for any of us who wish to slap our social medias out there. I think it's actually only me, because I don't. Do you guys use Twitter and other social media things, or is that just
Not yet.
No, I just have my DeviantArt page, which is brand new and has all of 2 pictures on it currently.
Yes, you will have seen that come up on the slideshow.
I did the
Theory.
lovely artwork for Zindrix and myself, so
Yes, so
and
that
check it
is
out if you want
well, it's
to.
right there on the screen now. So that is deviantart.archer of the eye. If you wish to follow myself on Twitter, the thing I'm still kind of having to force myself to get better at using, but you can find me on Twitter at the Bardic Knock. If any of you have enjoyed my dungeon mastering, you can donate to me at the Patreons. You don't actually have to. This is that's something I'm hoping to add more things to in the future. But if you still wanted to donate money, that'd be fantastic, because that means I can do more things. I also have a
Maybe
YouTube
less
channel.
internet problems?
Yes, like fixing internet problems. That'd be fantastic to resolve. I also do have a YouTube channel, which, as everything else, is the Bardic Knock. you will be able to find recordings of these sessions and other things I have made to do with Dungeons and Dragons and tabletop RPGs in general. And with that, my friends, I believe we are at a close. So a great big thank you to all of my lovely, lovely players. And to all of you for tolerating through this trying time with internet problems and this, that, and the other. We fixed the streaming issues. Now we need to fix the internet.
Yep.
Yeah, there it goes again.
Oh, God. Is it?
Perfect way
Alright.
to end it.
Okay, so, without further ado, thank you all very much for showing up. Please find us on Twitter, on Discord. Yes, Welcome to the Party has a Discord channel. You can scroll down and you can find it. And I am going to be stopping the stream right now. Thank you very much, and everyone please stay tuned to enjoy Castle Mac.